Good morning, elites. How's it going? It's me, your boy. 2 questions to kick off today's video. First off, do you play Minecraft? Okay. Second off, do you like combat? Like, in Minecraft? Maybe. Minecraft combat fans, sit down. I have explosive news for you. Do you know that combat snapshot from last week? The 6th one? Well, today, there's a 7th one. Today, Combat Snapshot V7 dropped. Combat Snapshot V7 is a little bit smaller than the last one. But wait a second, rewind. What's all of this Combat Snapshot stuff? Oh, that's easy. You're making it easy on me. If you didn't know, Minecraft's combat is getting redone again. The end goal, combat being the same on Java Edition and on Bedrock Edition. The changes are actually really good. There's a lot of depth being added to combat, and so far, one more enchantment coming to Minecraft. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, like I said, we're going to check out the 7th Combat Snapshot today. If you enjoy this video, do me a big brain favor and hit that like button. Also, bigger brain if you hit that subscribe button. There's like a bunch of you that haven't subscribed yet. What are you doing? Come on, you're missing out. You get the full experience if you subscribe. Alright, let's go. So Combat Snapshot V6. The last Combat Snapshot was actually a pretty big Combat Snapshot. It released last week. There's a card on screen now. Check it out if you haven't checked it out yet. Today, 1 week later, we're talking Combat Snapshot V7. This Combat Snapshot is a whole lot smaller. Let's start today's breakdown where we ended the last breakdown, with the bow. This week, there has been a big change to the bow. This bow change, though, it would be unnoticeable to you if you didn't catch Combat Snapshot V6. Last week, Jeb made an interesting change to the bow. If you were to charge a bow up and then just hold it there, your bow would actually wobble, like a lot, and grow more inaccurate. The longer you held the bow, the less accurate your arrow would be. That mechanic is actually gone in this week's snapshot. Now, this mechanic did get quite a bit of backlash from the community. I saw quite a few of you unhappy about this down in the comments of my video, and even more people angry on Twitter. Oh boy, it was like getting intense. I get it, people didn't really like the whole bow charging thing. It was sort of an unnecessary punishment, but at the same time, come on, I kind of liked it. I mean, there was like 10% of me that didn't like it, but then after releasing the video, kind of thought about it a little more, and it went up to like 95% of me liked it. But doesn't matter anymore, because the whole wobble thing, it's gone. Probably for good. And for the bow, that's actually it. Next, let's talk the sword. But actually, let's not really talk the sword exactly, because there haven't been any big sword changes this week. Instead, there has been a change to the missed attack mechanic. As of the last Combat Snapshot, players are now punished less for missed attacks. That is still the case this time. That one hasn't been removed. Taking directly from the changelog for this next one, missed attacks are still fast, but they don't count as charged. To speed your next attack up after you've missed an attack, they've added a hard-coded single tick to the attack rate. So basically, after you miss, you can attack again after 4 ticks, or after 5 ticks if you're doing combat the whole down way. If you've been paying close attention, you actually probably already noticed the next change. The next change has to do with the attack indicator. In last week's Combat Snapshot, it was removed. This week, it's back. The attack indicator is that thing right underneath the crosshairs that shows me when I can attack again. You can also set it down by your hotbar if that's your thing. In this Combat Snapshot, the base attack reach has been returned to 2.5 blocks. In the last Combat Snapshot, it was actually lengthened to 3 blocks. I feel like 2.5 blocks feels a little bit more realistic from running around and testing this stuff out. But that's not the only change that has been made to the combat reach mechanic in this snapshot. In Minecraft, if you crouch, the shield activates. While the shield is activated, you definitely can still attack things. But now there's going to be a little bit of a punishment if you decide to do things like a chicken. If you crouch and attack, you won't get an added reach bonus. This is to prevent against players who are just crouching and attacking, because that doesn't make things very fun. You can see what I'm talking about right here. If I crouch and I try and swing at the zombie, I can't hit it, but then if I stop crouching, I can hit the zombie. Basically, you can reach farther when you're not blocking. In my opinion, this definitely makes sense. I like this change a lot. Speaking of shields, when you're using a shield, you'll now have an added 50% knockback resistance. The shield is going to be a lot better at stopping you from getting knocked back now. But that's not the only way that the shield has gotten more useful in this Combat Snapshot. Shields now treat explosions a little bit differently. Shields will now block 100% of explosive damage. So let's check this out. If we have our shield out, boom, the TNT explodes, and we're good. Our shield took some durability damage, but we were in the clear. This change is kind of big. Shields are actually really good against explosions now, which is pretty sweet. Your boy might just have to switch it up and actually start using a shield. Just kidding. Who am I kidding? Now I want to try one thing out. We're going to move over here, light the TNT, and then turn this way and crouch. Is the shield going to work? It definitely shouldn't, but it still does. Okay, that is weird. I think that one definitely needs some changing. I feel that the shield should only protect against explosive damage if you're facing the explosion. Because, I mean, come on, like, if we're crouching with a shield looking this way and there's an explosion behind us and nothing happens, that's kind of weird. That doesn't make any sense at all. That one definitely needs to be adjusted. Finally, when it comes to the shield, shields are now always instant no matter what. Maybe you've just been attacked and you're trying to activate your shield, well, it's going to be instant. Maybe you were running and you stop, well, your shield is going to instantly activate. Maybe you're just activating your shield. Well, it activates instantly. Minecraft no longer has any shield activation delay. Now, next up, we have a gigantic change. This just might be the most noteworthy change in this entire snapshot. Take a look at this right here in my hand. You see, it's a potion. Okay, that's nice. So far, nothing. All right, so now take a look at this. Boom, right here. My inventory, specifically the potions. These potions are stacked. This is crazy. We have never been able to stack potions that are drinkable ever. Like literally ever. And now we can in stacks of 16. Wow. Inventory management, space management. Oh, it just got big upgrades. This is huge. This honestly might make me use potions more because I won't have to clog my inventory up with a bunch of them. When I'm taking on the dragon, you know, for like the first time, like 3 potions of slow falling, easy. They stack. They don't take up a bunch of space. Maybe you're in the nether, then potions of fire resistance, just stack them in your inventory, no big deal. This is big. I love this change. If they roll this change back, then I'm done with Minecraft forever. I promise. Okay, maybe not, but still, I really hope that this change makes it into the game. I like it. If you're curious, this will not work with lingering potions or splash potions though, only for drinkable potions. To really explain this next change, first we need to talk about Minecraft's new combat system as a whole. With this new combat system, you can hold down to attack. See, I'm holding down, and right now I am attacking things. If I move over to this chicken, the chicken, big rip right there. Yep, we attacked the chicken while holding down. But notice above the hotbar, and I guess the sound too, there's no swiping thing. Now, this sword has sweeping edge 3 on it. If your sword or axe has sweeping edge on it, you'll now get this little sweeping animation at the bottom of the screen. You see right there above the hotbar, if the attack does sweeping damage. So now, if we go back to holding down our attack button, we're going to get 1 sweeping attack, and then we're just going to keep attacking. These following attacks are good attacks. I mean, we can take things out with these attacks, but they're not exactly optimal attacks. You see, for your best attack, you're still going to want to take it slow. Swing at something, then give it a second, and then swing at it again. Hey, oh, get back here. Yeah, we swing at it again. There we go. 2 sweeping hits. Now, sweeping doesn't really matter on one target. It matters on more than one target. If we go ahead and hold down the attack right there, we only got 1 sweeping hit. All of the other attacks were just normal direct hits. Kind of hard to tell because the cows moved, but there was only 1 swipe by the hotbar, so 1 sweeping attack. And that is this week's change. In the last combat snapshot, if you had sweeping on your tool, you could just hold it down and every attack would be a sweeping attack. That was kind of overpowered, definitely, for sure. Now, if you want to take advantage of the sweeping edge enchantment, you're going to need to time your attacks a little bit better. You can't just hold down the attack button and spam and get sweeping attacks every time. I feel that this balance is a really good balance because, I mean, imagine this. You're just holding down the attack button, you run up at these things, and then you're like sweeping them all, just doing a bunch of damage. Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't really make sense. I saw a lot of confusion down in the comments to the last combat snapshot video about the whole hold down to attack thing, so that's how it works. Hopefully it makes a little bit more sense to you now. It's actually not that bad at all. Next up, in Combat Snapshot V7, we have the return of another old feature. The feature is the 200% time attacks. 200% time, put it in quotes. Basically, 200% time attacks, or charged attacks, have a +1 reach bonus. This +1 reach bonus is, of course, +1 block. So, if you're charging your attacks, or basically taking it slow in combat, you're going to have a gigantic advantage, especially if you have the sweeping enchantment. Like we just talked about, if you have the sweeping enchantment and you're taking it slow, sweeping, that's actually going to work. But you're also going to be able to reach a whole extra block. That's kind of crazy. This change, or return, alongside the addition of the other changes in this snapshot, are all really good. It gives you 2 solid options when it comes to combat. If you're small brain and you just want to take things out, then just hold down the attack button and basically spam attack. It works. If you're big brain and you can figure out how to time your attacks, then you'll have plenty of bonuses for figuring that out. We have one more change before we wrap things up and do a bit of a summary. The change has to do with food. This change is the removal of a mechanic from last week's combat snapshot. In last week's this combat snapshot, if I were eating this piece of steak and then I got attacked, I would stop eating the steak. My eating was interrupted. That mechanic has been removed in this combat snapshot. This is another mechanic that I feel should come back. It does make things a little bit more complicated, but it made sense. You probably wouldn't be able to focus on eating if you were being attacked by something. Kind of bummed to see that one go. So overall, what do I think about Combat Snapshot V7? Better than V6? Yes, I would say yes, but there are a couple features that I feel should make it back into this upcoming combat update. The thing that needs the most work though, definitely the shield blocking explosives thing. Shield should only block explosive damage if you're facing the explosion. I'm big solid on this one. I feel that this change definitely needs to be made, for sure. This combat snapshot, it also comes with a little bit of good news. Reading straight from the Combat Snapshot's Reddit post, this is a good thing, because it now feels like we're getting closer to a simple, yet deep and exciting design for the combat mechanics. Oh boy, Chief Gamer Jeb, you're starting to like where the combat's at. And that is maybe the biggest takeaway from this combat snapshot. Combat has been being redone, reworked on, probably on and off, for almost a year now. These features are being developed for a long time. If Jeb is feeling that they're almost finished, that means Combat Update V2 might just be pretty close. Personally, I would say that this new combat system is in a really good spot. It feels good. But what do you think? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think any of the changes that were made this week shouldn't have been made? Let me know. Tell me about it. I'll leave a link to the Reddit post where you can check out this combat snapshot for yourself down in the description below. While you're heading down to the description to check it out, make sure you stop at that like button and tap it. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's your time. Definitely do that. On the end card, I'll put last week's combat snapshot. Check it out. Today, big shout out to my patrons, The Duck 1106, Gary Late, and Leah. Thank you all so much for the support. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, it's been me, your boy. Goodbye.